Good morning! It's Feel Good Friday! Woohoo! And I sort of got my jumping around back. I'm so grateful for so many things. So grateful for all of you out there. Oh my gosh, the outpouring of love. We got love. Come here, Lily. Let's show them some love. Yeah, here's little girl. I kind of realized I don't think she's been in very many of my last videos. But there she is, that little girl. Well, it's been another big week, and this was a big week for all of us. Holy cow. The emotions have been high. Gee whiz. Talk about dragging things out. I don't know how they could possibly make it more dramatic. It almost feels like it's on purpose. Drama, fear, anxiety. Oh my God. It's almost like it's being done to us on purpose. Now, I'm not that big of a conspiracy person to actually go there, but I do know that we have a choice. One of them is to turn that shit off. Holy cow. We don't need to watch it every second. I've had in my messages and in my Facebook feed, I've seen people who are like sobbing because they're so anxious. And I'm like, come on, man. There's another way. And it's my feel-good way. You have a choice. We all have a choice on where we put our attention and how we get our chemistry to feel. So let's start right away with an Evo size number 1. Evolutionary exercise number 1. This is guaranteed to bring your anxiety down instantly. Okay, so put down your stuff and prop up your phone and put your fingers on your temples, and let's do a scratching one. So you're pressing deeply and kind of scratching there around your temples, and then you're going to move those fingers back towards your ears, and you're going to scratch around behind your ears where your ears and your head hook together. And then let's do one across the back of the skull, and let's do back of the skull to the back of the ears a few times. And then the most important part is dragging that all the way down your throat past your collarbones. Okay, now just stop for a moment and notice how you feel. There's no saber-toothed tiger jumping on you right now. Right now, your nervous system has shifted into rest and digest. That's the automatic physiological response to doing something, anything that feels good. I put out a couple of videos and stuff this last week imploring people, please, please, please use my Feel Good Way or whatever tools you have to lower your stress, because it doesn't help. It doesn't make the outcome any different. Us being stressed out only makes you suffer. And when you're suffering, the people around you are suffering. And that does have an effect on a bigger whole than just you, right? So, my Feel Good Way is filled with lots of other kinds of ways to do this. Another way to do it is to just tap all over your head and then drag that down. The dragging it down the collarbone is because there's literally been a chemistry change in your nervous system. And that chemistry goes from fight or flight, adrenaline, glucagon, cortisol, testosterone, these drugs that have us like this, which causes chronic pain, which causes cancer, which causes lung and heart disease, which causes mental stress, which causes relationship problems and career problems, right? When we're walking around like this, we are not feeling good. It's just that simple. Yet, the moment you do something, anything that feels good, the chemistry and the nervous system shifts from fight or flight to rest and digest. And rest and digest is like endorphins and oxytocin. Who doesn't need some oxytocin in a world where hugs are kind of like sketchy, right? You know, oxytocin is the bonding drug. And so many people like me, we're single. And I did have a lot of family around me last week, but this week I find myself here alone. And when you do something, anything that feels good, it dumps oxytocin into your bloodstream. And oxytocin is the drug that makes you feel loved and connected. By the way, I am loved. I got this pin from one of my Deadhead friends. Thank you, Sandy, and thank you, Colby, for creating it in the first place. I just, want to get this out, that when we do something that feels good, it immediately makes you feel better. And this isn't woo-woo. This is how the body works. It's physiology. So simple. So I've had a big week, as all my weeks seem to be. A lot of changes that are happening. One of the things is that my new job full-time is my feel-good way. And I'm taking a business trip to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico. I don't know yet. In 8 days I'm leaving, and I still don't know if this little cutie's going with me or not. Anybody want to come stay in my house in Spokane for a month and take care of Lily for me? That sounds like a pretty good feel-good proposition. Remember my house? It wasn't 3 months ago that these walls were empty, boxes everywhere. Let me show you a little bit. I finally got all the pictures in my living room hung. And my friend Jody was just lamenting that it's really hard to do that when you live alone. Hi. And many of these paintings have been in my family for generations. Some of them are new. My family, when they were here, they really felt like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a conglomeration of 3 generations, but actually 4. I have some of my great-grandma's stuff here too. And it just feels good to be surrounded by that. But it's also going to feel good to be in the sun and swim in the ocean. And I'm going to be making some new videos for you. So, hey, let's get on with it. It's time to dance. How about estimated profit? Does that sound like a good one for today? I'm just going to get it started. And what I want you to do is prop up your phone, get your stuff out of your hands, and do what I do. And we're going to do a full body self-massage on one side. So pick your side and just do what I do on that side. We're going to start, and we're going to do some stretches, and just you're going to feel what I'm talking about. So we're going to start with the head, and one of the techniques is to always use 2 hands when you can. So I got the second hand on top to put the pressure on. And it also kind of completes an energy circuit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Again, I got 2 hands here. Here's another trick. Use your other hand to move your elbow up so you can get further. Like an angel, tell me little shaft of light. You know we're gonna shine. Ah, Lily's got airplane Snoopy. Where to go? They tell me where to go. Hands are important, right? So this pulling it up towards the heart and then dragging it off is just as important as the massage itself. In fact, sometimes when you just really are feeling it and you just got a second, just doing this will really change how you feel. Phil sounds great. Don't worry about it. She patiently waits for this. This is probably one of the most important stretches that I teach. For all you who've been sitting too much or those kinds of things, I call it supported dancer stretch. Some people call it runner stretch. It's important that you don't have your leg way out here. And you can see my knee is back pretty far. And a lot of people who've done yoga have a tendency to kick out with that foot. But it's not about strength, it's about stretching the front of that thigh. So, you know, what a lot of people don't know is that my feel-good way started out as how I fixed my own chronic pain. And then for many, many years now, I've been teaching that to other people. And so that's now my full-time job. And so I'm open for coaching again. I got to speak at a business meeting yesterday. My accountant said, I did this whole appointment with an accountant and two accountants, and when it was over, she said, well, you said you do coaching. What is that about? And I said, well, I can show you. It's about chronic pain and stress, but that I've learned that it also helps with migraines and mental health issues and addiction and grief and fibromyalgia and autoimmune disorders and so on and so forth. And it's about fixing your posture and keeping it fixed, but also about seriously lowering your stress. And I showed her Evo size number 1, and these two accountants stressed to the max, and they're like, what trickery is this? I don't understand. How did that happen? And by the time when she could finally speak, she said, I need your card. Do you have cards? Can you speak at my business meeting on the 5th? Well, that was yesterday, and it went so well. I'm speaking to all these people in suits and all that kind of stuff, and I showed him this is one of my favorites. I just had him reach down underneath the table and squeeze and massage the Achilles tendon for 20 seconds, and then stop and notice the difference between the two Achilles tendons, but also then their whole body. And just that 20 seconds blew their shit away. And I got one client for sure, and maybe 2 more. So if you're ready to really go my feel-good way, get a hold of me and let's talk about whether it will fit for you and what you're doing. And I just again want to thank everybody for all the outpourings of love and support and condolences and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, I loved my mom, and I'm so grateful that she's free and I'm free. So next Friday we'll still be here in Spokane, but 2 Fridays from now I'm going to be coming to you from the beach in Mexico. Woo! So I love you. I love you. I love you. Please share this and other videos that you see coming from me. It's time to spread this far and wide. Oh man, I love you. Mwah. Adios.